What major thing did COVID ruin for you? I couldn't visit my grandmother, who practically raised me, in the hospital, while she was dying. They finally granted end-of-life visitation exceptions, but she passed before I could get to the hospital. My finances. It will take me years to recover financially from being unemployed. I may still lose my car and home cause of it. My class. It completely screwed up the curriculum, study, tests, assessments, etc. And I really hated online teaching. Expensive course and we weren't even there for most of it. Me too. I probably have to take few of my classes again next semester. I live and work on the road 11 months out of the year. I'm trapped in hotel rooms that I have to disinfect myself before I sleep in them. And I eat mostly canned food that can be microwaved. I'm losing my head. If you haven't considered it, you might want to look into getting an instant pot or slow cooker so you can cook some simple dishes right in your hotel room. This is a solid idea, especially for the weekends. I will absolutely take your advice. My daughter's mental health. She's a 15-year-old with some PTSD and was making some marvelous progress. COVID shut down everything that was supporting her, and the next thing I knew, she was relapsing and attempted suicide. This has been a horrible time for my family. God, I'm so sorry to hear that. Sending you and your family love and strength. I have been away from my fiance since February. What was supposed to be a 2-week trip back to my home country to finalize my visa has turned into being trapped here for 10 months. Still no visa, no updates. It's a waiting game. I hope things work out. My friend got engaged last month and is getting married this month to hopefully avoid any visa issues with his fiancée. They would have gotten engaged on the same timeline either way, but they would have waited and planned their wedding for a little while, at least if things weren't so crazy. My great grandmother's funeral. Couldn't even hug my family for comfort. Been there with my grandmother. She died from COVID and the funeral was just sad. 10 people in the pouring rain for 20 minutes. No wake. No hugging. Just head nods of acknowledgement. Here's hoping 2021 will allow of us who had this happen to us to begin to properly mourn with our loved ones. She didn't die of COVID, but she just had the last of a large set of strokes since 2017. My relationship. Seconded here my man. It hurts beyond belief. And I got blamed for COVID. CSGH universe ISGI VNGHRCGNS. That our relationship should not continue. As if all these people died just for her to get a sign and the universe revolves only around her. My entire adult life. Lost my job, my mind, my house and belongings. A flying education. I haven't seen my girlfriend in a year. We are on different continents. Had several tickets booked to see each other. A silver lining, if you will. The fact that she is still your girlfriend despite not seeing each other for a year is a testament of the strength of your relationship. You are right. And it's true. Thanks. After trying so hard for 5 years of being extremely lonely and taking huge efforts to make such small steps, I was finally starting to build a group of friends in this small town. And I met someone very special who felt the same way. The only barrier was a long distance and cheap flights. That's all fallen apart, and I'm back to where I was 5 years ago. You're not back to where you were. The skills and experiences you built during that time means you're further ahead than you were. This is just a temporary stumbling block, but it will pass. You got this. COVID hit us at the same month I began working on my own project, so I could quit my job. Once COVID started I had to put everything on hold and stay at a job that I really hate. So additionally to my social life and mental health, COVID pretty much ruined everything. I feel this. I'm in the exact same boat. Even though I'm thankful to have a job, it sucks feeling like I was close to getting out and doing something I wanted to do. Hopefully it works out for both of us in the end. My career. I finally found a job that I loved with people I really cared about. The money was great. Location, company, etc. Everything was great about it. Then it was stolen from me as the company downsized due to COVID. Was unemployed for 5 months until I found a new job that I absolutely hate. It's very stressful and not good on my mental health. I feel lucky though, as so many people have it so much worse than me. Fuck COVID. Fuck anyone who denies it's a real thing. My job prospects. I'm an outdoor activity instructor. So my job relies on kids going on residential trips. I was supposed to be working abroad this year, but basically as soon as COVID became a thing, March, I got sent home. And travel got shut down. Overnight organized youth trips are currently not allowed in my country, so my work isn't going to be picking back up anytime soon. Fellow recreation professional here. Fucking sucks. Had a ton of applications out, and within a week they were all cancelled. Yep, I was 2.5 months into a 12-month contract, so I got really lucky. Got furloughed until July, but nada since then. I can't drive either, so I can't really get anything. My sex life. I mean, I didn't have one before COVID, but I was holding out hope that 2020 would be my year. Boy was I wrong. Besides my already shaky mental health taking a complete nosedive, my credit is ruined. After destroying it when I was 18, I worked so hard to get it back up just to lose my job, miss a few payments, and be right back where I started almost 10 years later. Kindergarten for my son. He's still at home, completely isolated from other kids, getting no social interaction at all. I'm remote learning with my kindergartner as well. His first year of prep was last year and that was cut short as well. It's been so hard. Solidarity. I'm refusing to call it remote learning or virtual learning anymore out of principle. I don't want people believing that this is any sort of valid substitute for school. It's not virtual school. It's no school. It's sitting, staring at a tablet for 2 hours a day while his poor teacher attempts to figure out how to hold the attention of 20 kids in 20 locations. And then 2 more hours of more staring at the tablet while he does assignments. He gets no practice writing on paper that we don't give him. Because everything is typing on a tablet, he gets no chance to read for his teacher and get the praise that comes with that. Because she can't possibly focus on one kid, he gets no social interaction. Because it would be a madhouse to let 20 kids unmute themselves all at once. His vision is even noticeably getting worse. And he's 5. This isn't school. It's a nightmare, and we need to send them back. Teaching. Same here. Distance learning is better than nothing, but it's not the same. I did a bit on Pearl Harbor today with kids, and talked about how December 7th was the day that would live in infamy, and how it then got overshadowed by 9/11. I told them the next date that we will all likely recall is March 13th, which was the last day I saw any of them. This seems to be an important date around the country. That's why my community went into lockdown. By the grace of God, I started a new job on March 16th. It was the first day. The entire company went remote. A week later, my old position was eliminated from the company I used to work at. Life is crazy. My weight. Corona gained kilos from pity eating doesn't count, right? I've actually lost weight. Due to the stress and anxiety, I have a constant knot in my stomach and don't feel like eating. I also lost weight due to cooking at home all the time rather than going out to eat fairly regularly. I lost pretty much all of my discretionary income. While I have a day desk job, I'm also a private music teacher and gigging musician. Lost every student, every gig. Plus, I'm in an area full of really good musicians, which means when we all lose a portion of our gigs, the competition is crazy intense for those that still exist. Grieving normally. My best friend, 27 years old, gave birthday at the end of March, and through a complication, passed away a few days later. Didn't get to see her one last time. Her husband almost wasn't even allowed in the hospital as they tried to revive her. No funeral or service could happen, since everyone was quarantined. Friends and family tried to mourn over FaceTime/Zoom. But that was just the worst. In the following couple of months, another good friend passed away unexpectedly, and then both of my grandmas passed away. My mom's mom and I were very close, so that was a difficult loss right after everything else. And my dad's parents were very close, so losing his wife, my grandma, has been very difficult for him. I think I don't really know how to mourn or grieve, since I've not experienced much loss in my life prior to this year. But then all this loss happened in a short time, and during a season that I wasn't even able to meet face to face with loved ones. Just really sucks to feel alone, and then to actually be alone. Also, I know this is just a small glimpse into the loss that many have faced in general, but especially during this year. This is not intended to sound like a pity party for me. This has just been an unexpected and heavy thing to cope with in addition to everything else the virus has affected. Edit. Spelling. Having a social life. Me too, buddy. I transferred to a new school this year and BC of COVID and distance learning I haven't been able to make any friends. My grandpa died fighting COVID. Any hope that humanity will listen to science? On one hand you have the people who get into conspiracy theories etc. and greatly minimizing COVID consequences. But on the other hand you have all the people denying all the evidence that COVID is immensely less dangerous than we originally thought. We also have politicians making decisions to save their butt but not showing any transparency and refusing to provide supporting evidence for those decisions. I have also noticed how there is clearly no scientist writing any of the articles in the news reporting on the pandemic. I used to think the world would be a better place if science was disseminated more and people had access to it, but now I see that the very vast majority of people do not have the intelligence or training to interpret scientific information. Humans are emotional creatures and they will twist everything so it suits their agenda. Damn. If when climate change gets much worse, it will be the same. People will not care about the studies showing what must be done. They will only focus on those they agree with and everyone will suddenly be a climate change expert. Politicians will politicize it, and in the end, not much will be accomplished to fight it. My wedding. We planned it twice. Both times we had to cancel. Still running after the prepayments. The big celebration is now on the 5th anniversary. I was supposed to get married in September, but called it off midsummer when it became clear things weren't going to magically improve in the fall. Courthouses aren't even doing marriages here, so we can't even get the official stuff out of the way with. We'll try again in 2021. If that doesn't work, well, 2022 is 2022. My mastership research, and therefore my career. Who is your master? Mayo not my master. I'm becoming a master, but my research is delayed. Sorry for my lame English. Not proud of it. I've been dying to see a band called The Receiving End of Sirens for 10 plus years. Never got the chance to see them when they were active in the sporadic reunion shows. We're always halfway across the country. Finally announced a full tour and we're coming to Chicago. I got tickets right away for my brother and I, who is also a fan and has never seen them for the show. That sold out quickly and it was supposed to be in May of this year. Obviously show got cancelled and I'm not sure there will be another one. It is small potatoes compared what many people are going through right now, but it was disappointing. My family for the most part are employed and healthy, which is really all I could hope for. I hope everyone in this thread going through a hard time finds their way to the other side. Any hope that civilization has in fighting climate change? We are turning a blind eye to something literally killing loved ones every day. How can I possibly expect humans to change their ways on something like climate change whose effects are even less immediate/obvious? Just commented almost the same. If COVID has taught me one thing is that humanity is fucked. I was starting to get control of my anxiety and chronic pain. Now constantly being on edge each day has flared those right up. Friends. I recently started to come out of my shell and start actually going to people's houses and just hanging out, but now that I actually want to, I can't because of the stupid virus. My last year of university, instead of living the student life, participating in school clubs and events for the last time, I have been stuck in my room, on my laptop day in and day out. Fingers crossed I'll have a graduation. Sounds like you need to get a master's when things settle down. It sucks to be in your masters right now. My love life. Ill start in March. I had my twins, and I couldn't have any family there to support me or welcome the babies. There was a strict one visitor policy at the time and I totally ruined the birth of my twins for me. Moved to Europe from California in June. We'll be here for 2 years. 6 months later we still haven't been able to explore anywhere outside this little region. Summer was fun, but relying on public transportation makes me not want to go anywhere. Lots of stuff is closed, events are cancelled, no drive to work out, and etc. Once in a lifetime opportunity living abroad has my wife working from home, and me not working at home. Instead of exploring. Also, by being gone, I can't help my 78-year-old dad and brother take care of the family business. Given how poorly some people are acting during this pandemic, including refusing to call it a pandemic, etc. You know what I mean. Some of my hope regarding humanity. I'm actually wondering how we have managed to even come so far in our existence at all. With all the ignorant people out there, I'd say we owe a lot to hard-working people. More than just clapping and applauding them. Much more. And that exactly is what gives me my hope back, that there exist good and helpful people still. And to be one of them. I aspire to be one of those who stay calm and focused during the storm. Thank you. Overseas travel and seeing my mother in another state. My semester, my grades, my weight, it basically ruined me. I miss having coffee with my friends. Sure we can do it on Zoom, but the point was it gave us a reason for us to get out of our homes away from our kids for a bit. We will get back to it, but boy I miss it. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos.